All right, good morning, everybody. I think we are good. I'm going to make sure my volume's not all crazy and wild and that my camera's actually working, but I think everything should be all kind of semi-functional. Anyway, today we're going to be diving deeper into the game that I started working on last week, that travel space game. It's got quite a few new features in it, a ton of scriptable objects and a lot of stuff. I guess there's a lot of stuff that I want to talk about with it and show everybody. So make sure that you hit thumbs up and all that stuff and like before we get going. And if you're with me live, say hello in the chat. I'm going to be just kind of chatting with everybody, taking questions and all that along the way. So let's do a quick switch. Let's see, which one is it? There we go. Looking good. Everybody can hear me, right? Everybody's like super silent in chat. So make sure that it's actually working. Anyway, here's the game. It looks just like a Unity window with a default blank scene. If you were with me on some of the previous streams, you probably saw that I'd set up multiple scenes, and there's just an empty bootstrapper scene that kind of kicks off the entire process and begins the actual game, so that it gets things kind of going. It loads up all the other scenes and does all the work. By the way, before we get started, later on in a little while, I'm going to do a giveaway and give away a pro pass for AI GameDev Day, which is this Saturday. The passes are only $20 right now. There's a free ticket though. If you just go to GameDevGuild.com, you can get the free ticket and just come join us. I'm going to be interviewing Mark Whitten about Unity's AI stuff, talking about what's going on with Unity and AI in the future. Got a bunch of questions I want to ask him. If you have any ideas for other questions, if I get some time, feel free to send them or drop them into chat as well. And then we've got, I think it's 8 or 9 different speakers talking about actionable AI stuff that they're actually using. So this is kind of the goal, was to get people to come in and talk about what things they're using that are AI related, like day to day, that like they actively use to make their job better. Some of them are tools, some of them are kind of workflows, and it's a lot of stuff that some stuff that I've heard about and you used a little bit, some stuff that I've never heard about. So I'm kind of excited. I put the entire event together largely so that I could stay up to date with what's going on with AI. And I think it's going to work with that. So just go grab the free pass or grab the pro pass and come join us in the expo hall. Anyway, hello everybody in chat. It looks like things are working. Let me see. Why do I look so blurry? Am I super blurry? Is it just it's, oh, never mind. It's just my quality level on my preview was terrible. Phew. I thought it was all blurry. Here, let me show you before we go on, show you what the page looks like. Take 2 seconds. There we go. There's the GameDev Guild page. You just hop on here, get your free pass, and come join us, or go down here and go grab the pro pass. And there you can see all of the talks. It's this Saturday at 10 Eastern. So 10 a.m. Eastern. I got to make sure that I get that right and actually show up on time. I'm telling people the time. I keep thinking it's 10 a.m. my time. So 10 a.m. Eastern, Saturday, and it's just going to run all day through. I don't know if we have the actual times posted. It doesn't look like it, but they will be really soon. You see all of the sessions and the talks. All right, let's close that out and dive into stuff. All right, let's see. First, okay, just checking. Finally got my video submitted. This is nice. I'm excited to see that one. This is going to be fun. All right, let's take a look at the game now. So see where it's at. I'm going to press play, give everybody a quick view of what's going on, what we've got here. All right, oh, it looks like the chat is even working in stream. Sweet. All right, so now when you start off, you pick a home planet. You just pick from one of these 3. And when you pick a planet, it shows the, well, I'm not going to tell you what those are. Let's see if we can figure it out. So I'm going to pick this one. Let's pick Plasmox Prime. These are all named by ChatGPT. And then we'll hit select planet. From there, you go into the ship buying thing, which is another one of the ones I want to redo soon. This is just kind of like a temporary thing that lets me put some ships here and hit next and hit buy. And then we go to destination. So since I picked this planet, well, now you can probably guess what these are. These are the 2 destinations that I can go to. So just pick one and hit select. And then it goes into this pre-launch phase. So it's in the pre-launch scene. People start buying tickets. And this is another one that I want to work on because it's not... I feel like it needs a lot more. I want it to show like people going on to the ship, maybe like some visual, so that it's much more of an indicator. The passengers counting up and all works, but I don't really like it as like an indicator. It's not very fun. So I'm gonna hit buy fuel, load up all the gas, hit start trip, and then it goes into this view. And this is where I was talking in chat before we started about obstacles. This is where they should pop up if it works. It should pop up random obstacles. There we go. So the pirates appeared surrounding the ship, and they're demanding a random because I can't spell ransom. And you get 2 options here. You can run away or pay them off. And this has gone through like 3 or 4 different iterations of the visuals. I still don't particularly like it, but it's getting closer to what I want. Phew. So pay them off. Money went down, and then we get all the way to the end point. And then the ship turns around. Well, it didn't actually turn around, but it starts going back the other way because it kind of reached the destination and it's gone back. So I feel like this whole thing right here needs a lot better visualization, and I need I need more obstacles and choices too, because nothing really happened. Only one thing happened. And then here it just kind of repeats and goes. It just loops and does the same thing over and over. It doesn't actually take you back to another screen so you can pick another planet and build up from there or anything like that. So I'm thinking, well, I don't know. Where does everybody want to start? I'll just let everybody in chat kind of pick. Where do you want to start? What do you want to see first and take a look at? And we can build upon it because there's a couple different things. Why don't I move the spaceship smoothly? That's funny. It was moving smoothly. And then when I switched over to this state machine setup, I decided to make it move along with each step. And with each step moves like just as an integer, and because doing it to keep track of the fuel calculations and a couple other things. And I just didn't smooth it out yet. So when I did that, I was like, oh, look, it's bouncing forward. And I thought it was kind of funny. So I just left it there. It'll only take a few minutes to smooth that out. I mean, that could be something that we do pretty soon. This is if it's a space game, are the characters going to float? I don't know that there will be any characters. I guess they could if there were. I was just gonna have like little pop-up people here that talk to you, kind of like an Oregon Trail-y type thing, where they just appear and have some text, and then you can pick some options. But I'm gonna put some AI generated voiceovers in there too, though. Okay, Hannah said, I'm considering changing from high school teaching to IT game dev. I've practiced coding and game dev for about 10 months now. I want to say I've enjoyed your videos a lot. Thank you. Well, interesting. Yeah, that's definitely worth doing. I really like game dev as a career. If there are job opportunities in the area, I would certainly look into it. The one thing that's different though is, like, I don't know about where you are, but in my area, the high school teaching stuff tends to have like these long-term stability options. So if you're kind of close to those, maybe that's something to consider. But I don't know how it works where you are or where you're at with that. And with those, I mean, you got to be there like 20 or something years before that stuff happens. But yeah, I would go with the game dev general. I definitely prefer it. See, Dustin says, I'm an IT and want to do game dev. Well, you definitely should. Is there anything that's been stopping you? And let's see, what else we got here? Oh, the educational adventure or a mystery game? No. That's a good question. It probably should have something, but no, it's really the plan with this game was to build something semi-Oregon Trail-y, but without the educational part. So just kind of move. Oh, from Finland. Okay, yeah, I have no idea what it's like over there. What the differences are, but I definitely prefer game dev over everything that I've done, all the other jobs. and industry. So yeah, for the game, the plan was you'll start with, you'll get one place, and then you're going to be a cruise ship director, a space cruise ship director. So you'll pick your starting planet, probably from like one place or two places. I guess you'll pick from two, or maybe I'll lock you to one, and then you kind of build up your empire and get to bigger and bigger ships. That was kind of the plan, but not to make it too complicated. Just make it kind of a travel game, or a game that kind of fits that template, and then maybe even just turn it into an asset and put it up on the asset store for people who want to make something, that's similar but maybe educational, or has more of a point to it than I just want to build it. And then let's see what else we got here for questions. There were a couple others. Oh, okay. I understand. So Dustin doesn't want to make the leap until his daughter's out of high school. I totally understand. Yeah, I can see that. And what else we got here? Totally animate those with Midjourney now. Yep. Or swap out hairstyles and clothes. Yeah, that's something I need to get better at. Now, hopefully, I'm going to learn more about that on Saturday, too. It's on my list of stuff that I want to get much better at for generating AI images. All the stuff that I've got right now, except for the UI stuff, is AI generated. How many days are you into the game? I started it last week, I think this day or a day after, and obviously I haven't got to work on it that much, just a couple hours here and there. Some of the days, not even every day since then. So yeah, just a couple. I would say probably a total of like 10 hours in with this thing, maybe 12, including doing a little video based off of one of the sets of refactorings and stuff. What else? This game would be a blast to jump in and add stuff to. Oh, yeah. Oh, I think it'd be an easy one where you could just kind of put in content. You could swap out whatever you want because it's just pictures. And I was leaning heavily towards 3D models for stuff, but now I'm leaning way more towards just 2D generated pictures. That way, if I make it into an asset for the asset store, everybody could just put in their own stuff and not have to worry about it. Oh, look at that. The lights went out. Whatever. Okay, what else? Do you feel AI as a possible threat or useful tool to your profession? Is it going to make game making easier? Yes. I don't know how else that... I need to set up OBS so that I can actually pop up questions and make them appear on here. I'm not going to do that right now, I don't think, but I probably should. Okay, hold on. I'm going to take a drink and move forward with a little bit of coding. So I feel like I'll sit here and read questions and not do any of the code stuff. So preferences on code stuff. I know Dustin wanted to see the obstacle stuff, so maybe we'll take a look at that first. Let's... First, I'll show you what the data looks like. Actually, let's first turn on the light, 'cause I'm going to go blind. I hate that light. All right. So let's take a look at the data, which is all in this game data folder. In here, it's just a bunch of scriptable objects that hold all of the info. And for the obstacles, they've got this folder of obstacles that has a couple different obstacle scriptable objects that each have an obstacle script on them, and then they have some choices on them. And this is the system that, like I was saying earlier, needs to be fleshed out a little bit. The choices are just I think they're just a serializable class that has a title, description, and then there's an idea of a role for like failing things, but it's not done, so it doesn't completely work, and it doesn't make a lot of sense yet. And then there's a fuel cost, a money cost, an effect that it can add. So it can add things like a leak to your ship, and then the sprite that shows up. So let's take a look at the code real quick. There probably is a timer on there somehow. I just haven't figured out how you change it. I think I looked it up once and it was some really strange switch. It wasn't like a normal one. I think they got it a very, very long time ago. Yeah, I really would like to just pull it out because I hate it. But all right, let's take a look at the code. So here we go. That's kind of bright. Real quick in chat, everybody want dark mode or light mode? I'm leaning towards switching to light mode. Let's see. Where's the thing to switch to dark mode? Dark. Okay. Anybody remember the hotkey to switch it? I forget. I switched this to light mode for something. Oh, I was using my laptop. That's right. It was remoted in with Parsec on my laptop in dark mode on the screen. It was so dark I couldn't see it. So I just switched it over to light mode for that. Let's see. There we go. Alt F4, that'll do it. All right, there we go. Here's the data. Like I said, it's pretty simple. There's an obstacle scriptable object with a description, a list of choices, a context menu that just lets me force pop it up, and then some choices with their data. Yeah, for me, the mode depends a lot on the lighting and how bright the screen is. Usually, I'll stick with dark mode, especially for videos and stuff. I feel like it just tends to work better for people. But occasionally, I'm just in a spot where it's too bright and like dark mode is just straining my eyes. It just kills me. Vim or go home. Yeah. That's probably not going to happen. I've used Vim and a couple of those Linux text editors multiple times, and I still do not understand why anybody loves them. So who knows? So yeah, Dustin asked if game effects are another scriptable object, and the answer to that is yes. Here, let's remove that. Formerly serialized as. They used to be called ship effects. So game effects just are things that add up, and right now they just have a cost. So right now it just drains money and fuel, and I figured this could be extended to do whatever other types of things and be kind of like state flags that can grow upon each other and things. But right now all I've got is a fuel leak from, I forget what. I don't even remember what causes the fuel leak anymore. I think that was one of the obstacles. Let's see. Obstacles, yeah, fuel leak. So you could hit this fuel leak one, and then you had a couple options. You could either try to quick fix it and have a chance that it would actually get fixed. You could go to a detour and actually get it fixed, which would just cost you $100. Or you could have drones repair it, but I was going to have this be like something that required you to actually buy drones in advance. So if you have drones, you could use this option, and then an option to just ignore it, which shouldn't cost you anything. It shouldn't be 100. It should cost you 0, and then it just adds a small leak. So you get a leak, and then you've got a couple options. The quick fix is like a cheap attempt at fixing it, and you have to beat a 3. Was the way that this is set up. If you beat a 3, then you don't get the leak. If you don't, then you kind of lose. So you have a chance here. Dustin's asking, do you have a set number of obstacles between obstacles, or do they have a random chance of occurring? So that is a great question. Let's go take a look. That's set up in the destinations right now, and as it is, it's just a chance with a delay. And I was kind of thinking that it should be, I don't think it makes a lot of sense as a chance, because I've got why is the distance so high? Distance. Okay, these distances are huge. Why are they so high? Wormy is the only one that's reasonable. Let me turn these all down. Oh, I know why. It's because the fuel. I'm going to just crank down all my numbers. So I'm going to put all the distances to 10. Hey, Frank, how's it going? You coming down here anytime soon? Choices and let's see. What was Dave saying? Choice as an interface that has a method call that takes a ship object as a parameter and performs operations on it. Ah. Yes. Well, maybe. I don't know, because I don't know what... Right now, the choices don't really do anything other than add an effect, depending on if... Yeah, they just add an effect or not add an effect or have a cost. They really don't need to do anything else, and the ships don't actually do anything either. The ship is really just like two pieces of data. It's got like a max fuel and a max occupancy and a cost, I guess. So yeah, there's three things here. If we go look at the ship definitions. Yeah, max storage too, for storing food and supplies and stuff. I haven't added those in yet. Oh, it might come down next year. Well, that would be awesome. Let me know if you do. Distance is high because of space. Yeah, the problem with that is then my math gets all complicated. It's much easier if I keep things low, and then we can add more numbers later. So let's see, destinations. Let's figure out what to do here. I think what I want to do is make it so that when you get these obstacles, you'll get some voiceover and get some like good visualization of what happens when you do something, like what that result is. So if it's a chance thing and there's a chance of something happening, you can see that, like the quick fix thing. And then if you just pick something, like you pay and run off or whatever, that should probably show up too. Like you should be able to tell. I get this little cut on my foot and it's super itchy. All right, let's see. So we'll go into, let's play one more time. I'm gonna show you what I'm talking about before we dive into the code. I just feel like if I just say it, that doesn't make a lot of sense. Sweet. So pick a place. We'll pick let's pick Giggletron. We'll go to I'll pick a ship, and then we'll pick Space Vegas, or let's pick Space Vegas. Test the distance, risk, and popularity showing up. Now we get our pre-launch. I'm gonna cut down the number of passengers here. I'm gonna drop all these numbers real quick. We'll buy fuel, start trip, but this is the part that we're gonna work on. So where's that? Space Vegas. Let's put this up to like a 50. There we go. It'll work on this part. So when I try to run away, there's supposed to be a chance of getting away. Let's go take a look at that. If you look at obstacles and pirates, right here, runaway has a roll required of 3 and a fuel cost of 50, a money cost of 150. So this is the cost if you fail. It probably... I mean, really, it should just cost you some fuel to try to run away. And then if you fail, apply the effect. I think that's what I want it to do. So the cost will always apply, and then the effect will apply if you fail the roll. So we run away, and then like it should tell me if I failed that roll or what happened. I got a small leak here, so I must have failed it. So let's go take a look at that code, and then we'll take a look at how we'll modify that. We've got our choices. Oh, roll required. You can see here it's not even referenced. So that's probably why. Is there any potential disadvantage of carrying more passengers? Not yet. There probably will be. Whoops. Let's not move that. Let's move that up there. There we go. There probably will be. I was thinking like with the passengers, you could have, or you're gonna have to have supplies and food and stuff. Yeah, the view for the ship moving is totally a placeholder. I'm going to delete that. I don't like that background or anything, so that's going to go away. But yeah, having food and supplies and stuff and running out of those things would be one of the only reasons. Okay, so I lost track. What was I doing? Oh, that's right. I was going to go change all of those. Change all the data down real quick. So ship definitions. The rescue ship is going to hold 4 people, and the small freighter is going to hold 8. And it'll have a max storage of 8, and the rescue ship will have a max storage of 2, but the rescue ship is going to be quite a bit cheaper. Let's turn the max fuel down too. So I'm thinking the max fuel on this ship will be 10, and the rescue ship is just what the model name is. We're just going to call this let's rename this smallest ship. And we'll call this medium ship. I feel like the names will just cause more problems than they're worth. So let's put the smallest ship down to costing like $100, and the medium ship will cost $200, and then we'll start our player off with just enough so that the medium ship's max fuel should be 20. So they can afford the smallest ship, but they can't afford the medium one. So they actually have something to kind of build up to. And that was set, I think that's actually hard coded right now. Let's go see. Ooh, I feel like I'm losing my voice. That's not good. I can't lose my voice. Okay. Let's see, where were we? Game state. And if you guys want to take a look at the state machine too, let me know. We can dig into that. Oh wait, let's go to game data and find our money. Oh. I think that's probably right. Oh yeah, starting money in the game manager. That's where it is. I lost track. Okay. It's literally sitting here like right in front of my face, just minimized. Okay, we're gonna start with 150. So they've got enough to buy the ship and buy the fuel, and then buy a little bit of supplies or pay things off along the way. Reading the chat real quick, it says, the teleporting minecart said, I took a trade school for intro to game development and programming in 21 and 22, and now I'm learning to be an indie dev that building an FPS game. Nice. Well, hopefully you're able to get an awesome job doing that stuff, because building FPS games is fun, but usually want a team. Hey Matt, how's it going? So it looks like we've got interest in the state machine as well. Well, let's continue on this path real quick, and then we'll take a look at the state machine stuff in just a bit. So we've got our destinations here. Got them all set to 10 right now. Good. We've got the game effects. The small leak just costs 1 fuel. Ooh, that's gonna be pricey though. Maybe it won't cost 1 fuel every tick or every distance. The obstacles, fuel leak. Okay, so the quick fix will charge $5, and the repair detour we're going to charge $20. So it's 4 times the cost. The drone repair is nothing, and then the small leak is nothing. Perfect. Okay, I'm going to do the pirates too. So for the pirates, if we fail to get away, I guess we'll just add a small leak. We'll leave the same effect. The fuel cost can't be 50 though. We'll make it be our max fuel right now should be probably double what our distance is. So let's say our max fuel is 20. We'll make it cost 5 to run away, and the cost to pay them off would be like 20 again. Do another 4 to 1. Let's turn the light back on. It's so dark. Oh, you should come down, Matt. Come visit the office. We'll do a stream live. You can fix all my art too. I'm just kidding. No, it'd be cool. Come down and hang out sometime. All right, Frank. It was good seeing you. Drop by again if you can. And you should also come down. Come visit. All right. I've known Frank for like, I don't know, 100 years now. I mean, literally since we were in our teens. Yeah. All right, let's see. So I've got obstacles. we're just going to use pirates and, let's add this riot one too. So passengers are rioting. We're going to have two options. You can throw a party that'll cost $20, or you can ignore them. And if you ignore them, we're going to use the exact same values and just add a small leak for now. I think this should be probably a different effect, right? Like it should be something else like, you ignore them and suddenly like passengers die or something. I think that'll be a lot better. Like a passenger just randomly poofs and it is gone. So, or shows as dead in your thing. I think that would be better. Let's do that actually. Let's go here. Let's create a new game data, game effects. And we'll add game effect riot. And the riot will have a public int chance to kill passenger. There we go. So if you have a riot going on, maybe I just kill one passenger there. Let's do that instead. Let's go to the obstacle. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to add a fail effect. Or maybe we'll add a... Yeah, let's do. So here, we're going to duplicate game effect and add a fail effect. And a success effect. Is that what I want to do? Hold on. Let me think. I want to make sure I don't overcomplicate this. So on the choice, let's go back to the data. It's important that I don't add a bunch of crap we don't need. If you're still here, by the way, hit the thumbs up button. And if you haven't signed up for the AI Game Dev Day, make sure that you do that as well. Okay, so yeah, I would just want to kill a passenger on fail. So that could just be a game effect, and the game effect could be just a one-time thing that kills passengers. So here we'll do public int passengers to kill, and then here we'll do a public bool or public int recurring rate. And that'll be equal to 0 by default. So everything won't recur unless we set that. If we set it to recur, then it'll recur at that rate. And that fixes a couple of things. Now my fuel leaks don't have to be every tick. And I can kill off passengers in a one shot and have just one shot effects that get rid of things. Much, much simpler. All right, so let's go take a look at that. We've got fuel cost here. Let's find references to it. And here we go. In our tick ship effects, that's when we do this. I'm going to have to modify tick ship effects. Let's go the part where we add the effects. So that happens right here in the game manager when we pick a choice. So when we add an effect, if it only ticks once, we're just not going to add it, I think. No, let's just add it and tick it just like normal, so that way it doesn't get more complicated. So we will just go back to the part that uses this. I was thinking we'd kind of special case it and trigger it right there, but what's the point? It could just trigger in here when it's time to trigger. I think that makes more sense. So we'll tick the ship effect, and we're going to loop through all of the effects. We'll take away all of the stuff. Game data dot ticket sold, or let's call it dead passengers plus equals ship effect dot passengers to kill. I think that I want this to be separate. I don't want to change that I don't want to reuse ticket sold. Where did I go? There we go. Alt enter. Let's generate a field here. By the way, for the data on this, keeping it very, very simple. There's not a lot of data in the game. This is literally it. and it's all just in a single static class here that holds it all. It makes it very easy, so I can just use a static inspector, go see whatever I want, go check it all out. And since the game is so simple, there's one player, there's not a lot of NPC or AIs, it's a lot easier than just building out anything else. And it's a lot simpler and less opinionated, I felt, for if I do want to turn this into an asset and make it available for everybody, then I think everybody can kind of understand how this works and then strip it out and change it however they want. And then same with the events. There are a couple events here. I ran out of fuel, will probably just disappear. I don't know. Maybe it'll be an event still. And they're not even actually events. They're just actions because they're called from random places. All right. Let's go back here. So we got dead passengers plus equals that. And then we're going to say if ship effect dot, no, we're not going to do that. We're going to go game data dot game effects dot remove all. And we're going to remove all of them where the recurring rate is less than or equal to 0. And if I can never remember, yeah, okay. That is the one that, so I always get confused on whether or not it's going to return me back a list of them removed or it's actually going to remove them. This one does do the remove and then returns you back the number of things that it removed. I just get mixed up on those. All right, so that will remove all of the ones that aren't recurring. The other thing I want to do is make it so that that recurring rate actually works. So I'm going to need to keep track for each game effect that was applied when it should take. You know what I'm going to do is I'm not going to allow game effects to have like multiple of the same one. So if you have one game effect, I'll make it so that you have to go into another. You can't get the same game effect twice. I think that's bad. I don't really like the idea of having multiple on there too and having them stack up. So that simplifies things a lot because that means that my game effect can just have a next tick time. So say if ship effect dot next tick time is greater than, and here we want to look at our game data dot what was that one? There's only flight progress. It's the benefit of there's only a couple variables and they're all right here. I can see everything that we've got for data. I don't have to dig around. So if our ship effects next tick time is greater than that, we will continue. Generate a field. And then our next tick time will get set. Right here we'll say ship effect dot next tick time equals game data dot flight progress plus ship effect dot, and here we use that recurring rate. So we'll just add to it whatever the next one is, and then we're going to remove all the zeros after we've run them all anyway. So if it was just a one shot, it'll disappear. All right, let's see. That should kill passengers, update fuel, and tick properly. Let's go to the UI real quick for the passengers, which is inside of this prefab. There's a ship details prefab, and it's got these little passenger indicators. And I did a video on how these work, by the way, if anybody wants to see how the person indicator setup works. There's a full video, the refactoring one. I talked quite a bit about this exact setup and how I started with one thing and then changed it to another thing. And then here you will see we'll probably change it even more. So let's add a couple serialized fields for sprites. We're going to add a sprite for a normal person, and then we'll add another one, just Control D to duplicate it, for a dead person. And in our update people, we'll say if I is less than or equal to game data dot dead passengers. Nope, that's not what we want. We're going to go bool dead equals, and I'll write this out in a little bit easier to read manner, and then we'll refactor it. So we'll determine if they're dead by saying if I is less than the number of dead passengers, not less than or equal to though. And then we'll set our sprite, so say images at I.sprite is equal to, and then we'll do a check here. We'll say if we're dead, we'll use the dead person. Otherwise, we'll use the normal person. Now these could be combined, so let's do that. We'll take this little bit of code right here, cut and paste it over the word dead. And I think that that's still pretty obvious what it's doing without having the second line, and a little bit easier to read. And go, hey, the sprite is going to be, okay, it's either dead person or normal person. Easier to read than having that second line there, which I think is another important part of refactoring. You've got to constantly make your stuff easier for yourself to read. Well, and your team, assuming you have a team. All right, let's get out of the ship details. Oh, let's go back into that ship details view, because we've still got to add in one more thing. We need to add in the sprites. The two sprites that we added, or I added fields for here on the people indicator, don't actually have a sprite assigned. So let's do a search, and we're gonna find, let's see, person, no, portrait maybe. Okay, icon portrait, and then hopefully there's a dead one. I can't remember. I think there was. Icon death, perfect. Yeah. And these were from a different pack, by the way. This was the GUI Kit Pro Sci-Fi pack. I pulled that in and have been using a lot of art from there for the UI elements, especially. I really like their UI art. It just looks nice. All right, we've got our ship details panel set up. We'll save. And then I think the final thing we've got to do to make that work is go into the game data, and we'll go to those destinations, and we're just going to do space Vegas for now. I'm just going to add all of those obstacles as possible options. So I hit plus, and because I have Odin in here, it just pops up the options right away. I don't have to go dig around for it. So we've got pirates. Let's do a fuel leak. And we'll also do a riot that can kill passengers. I don't know what killing a passenger does, though. It kills the passenger, but it doesn't actually matter right now. Well, thank you very much for the nice compliments in chat. I got something in my eye. I'm not crying, I promise. I feel like I'm getting blinded. All right, so we'll pick, I guess Giggletron's the only one that goes to that planet, Space Vegas. So we've got our Space Vegas destination set. The distance is wrong. Why is it? Oh, the distance value on here. Let's go take a look at that. So that must be the new destination view, and there's a distance slider, and the max value is 1. Interesting. What does it think that this is? I don't really like these sliders here. They're plus they're actually interactable sliders, so it's yeah, not a big fan of them. But I was trying to come up with a good indicator. Yeah, dead passengers should definitely, you should have to refund them their ticket price. Maybe refund them their ticket price double. Like, I don't know. So, okay, we pick Space Vegas, start selling some tickets. Now I've got $109. I buy some fuel. I've got $99. Yeah, I like these numbers better. It's much easier to deal with. Oh, I got a fuel leak. Oh, you know why my obstacle chance is super high? Did I turn this up to 50 still? Wait, where'd the it was right here. That's right. Let's put this down to 5. So I've got to pick a choice. I'm going to cheat and use drone repair because it doesn't cost anything or do anything yet. Okay, I don't have enough fuel to get there and back. I get there, bam, I run out of fuel. And I'm at negatives coming back. All right, so two more things to change. Let's increase the maximum fuel here. So the smallest ship should probably be able to hold at least a little bit more fuel than you need. And then the medium ship should probably be able to hold more than that. Maybe you could recycle the meat on the dead people. Add to your meat supplies. Not a bad idea. Come on, light. Yeah, I like the idea of the reputation thing too, causing positive and negative things to happen based on a reputation score, and give you something else to kind of think about and balance. Okay, so don't have enough money to buy the medium. We'll buy the small ship. We'll choose Space Vegas. Select our destination. We'll sell our 4 tickets. We got our $109. We'll buy our fuel. Start the trip. Travel, travel, travel. 5% chance of an obstacle is pretty low. So there we go. We've got a riot. We can either have a party or ignore them. Let's ignore them. Nobody died. What the hell? You know why? What did I do there? Let's go find it. For our obstacle, we've got the riot. We've got the choice of ignoring it. Oh, ignore them. 0. It should always cause a dead person. Wait, a riot. Yeah, there we go. That was a problem. I didn't have the correct one selected. Do another trip. We've run way out of fuel, but I'm just waiting for that obstacle to pop back up. Let's go turn that up. On Space Vegas, we'll turn up that obstacle chance 100%, and it's not working. Interesting. What's going on here? There's probably something in the console. We got 2 null exceptions. Oh, these are just from the audio thing. Why is it not firing off our obstacle? Let's go check it out. Are you a Star Wars fan? Who is the best character? It's a good question. Probably R2-D2 is the best character because he's blue and white and cute. No, I don't know. I mean, actual best Star Wars character, it's hard to say. There's I feel like I'm gonna get distracted and not do any work here. Just start thinking about Star Wars for half an hour. Definitely a fan though. I got a ridiculous amount of Star Wars stuff around and more hidden away. So oh. Wait, no. Let's add a breakpoint here. Yeah, Jar Jar, definitely. I think if I stand up the desk, you see even more. Why am I not hitting my breakpoint? Oh, okay. Wait, is this not getting called? I bet what's going on is in the game state machine. Let's go take a look. So the game state machine is supposed to tick consistently. And, well, it's supposed to, yeah. But it's not. Is the game state machine not here? Where'd it go? Oh, we're at a breakpoint. Okay. So we are ticking something. Next tick time is then. We're almost to it. That's just moving the ship around. Let's see when we get to a tick here. Trigger obstacle. Oh, that's why. Okay, so the delay, the timer for how often you can hit a new obstacle isn't getting reset. If you look at this next obstacle, unlock progress, it's our flight progress. Oh no, plus our current obstacle delay. This is not a good calculation here. So when we trigger an obstacle, if we're going to the right, so our flight progress is going up, then we want this value to be the flight progress plus that. Otherwise, we want it to be the opposite. So say if returning, then we want to do minus. And let's make that more explicit with an else statement. This is one of the few times I like to do an if and an else. Just in order to very, very clearly show that there's just a selection here between the two. So now it should be our flight progress minus the delay when we're going back and plus the delay when we're going forward. That I don't think that was the full cause of the problem though. So let's go back in there and take a look. If like something else is going on. Let's do a log here. That log there, and then and just add something in here. And then I feel like there's a bunch of other logs I'm gonna have to go in and delete real quick to make those useful. Does it ever talk? No, it does not. The tickers just tick. Hey Amir, how's it going? Do you like Linkin Park, or who's your favorite artist? He's back there behind us. Right there. Oh, can you see him? Is he hiding? I can't tell if he's on screen or not. Let's just make him big. There he is. Yeah, right behind the yellow tree. I'm gonna move him forward a little bit. Still kind of getting things all positioned, but he's actually blocking the outlets back there so that they're not visible. You can't see the power cord plugged into the wall. All right, let's go take a look here. Press play. And we're going to see why we don't get obstacles on the way back. Well, first we're going to get a bunch of obstacles on the way there, though. So let's turn this down. Let's turn this to a reasonable amount, like 10% for the trip to Vegas. And this is going to be kind of, I think, tied to that danger value somehow. So we'll pick Giggletron, pick the small ship, go to Space Vegas. We'll fill up on gas. And then we will start. Let's open up the log. All right, we got here. Let's ignore them. Ignore the rioters. And did we get a dead passenger? Oh, let's go to our static inspector and take a quick look at the data. No, we did not get a dead passenger, and we have no current obstacles. By the way, this is how you can see all of our actual data. We get this static inspector. It's part of Odin Inspector, which I think is still on sale. The link for the asset store sale is in the description. You can go check it out, but I'm pretty sure Odin is still 50% off right now. And this is one of the cool things about it. It's one of the things that I use the most. That like the pop-ups and stuff and the button, obviously, but the static inspector, I did a full video about it. It's freaking cool. It just lets you see all your static variables. All right, let's let it play and see what else is going on. The data all reset. Next flight obstacle unlock progress did not reset. Okay, that still needs to actually get reset. So I talked about it and didn't actually do the resetting of it. We fixed the direction, but not the clearing. So on entering this state, Where's that? Interstate. We'll set that to 0. And you know what I think I want to do is nah, I was thinking about moving the returning to game data. Yeah, I think I am. Let's do that. We're gonna add in a variable there, just be a static bool. And then I'm gonna delete the one here. Let's get this on the clipboard. I'll just delete the other returning and then try to do a build, and it'll just give me all of the points where I need to go paste and replace the other one. I could have also just done like a find and replace, but you're just gonna click through, find all 3 of them. It's only gonna take me 2 seconds, and then do another build. And now I can see that in the inspector too, and kind of keep track of it. I'm not sure if I actually need it, but well, I'm glad you like the background. Favorite Tupac? I don't have a favorite Tupac song. There's too many. If anybody else has a favorite Tupac song, though, feel free to let me know and then fight about it in the comments. Anybody got any code questions, by the way? There's 75 people and only 54 likes. Anybody know the math and the difference there? All right, Giggletron. And then select, choose our ship, choose Space Vegas, buy some fuel. Tickets sold, ship is full. We start the trip and we travel along. And now we got a fuel leak. All right, so the repair detour option, let's do the quick fix and see what happens. Oh, we got a small leak, but the leak disappeared because it only lasted 1 tick. Let's go back to that. 73% thumbs up rate. Perfect. Now, if only it had been the same 75 people the whole way through. All right, let's see the on our obstacle. What was I thinking? I just had a thought and I lost it. Oh, the fuel leak. The fuel leak effect. I need to fix that. Game effects. Small leak. It should tick at a recurring rate of, I don't know. Let's do it at 2 for now. Oh, but then the next tick time on these effects needs to get reset as well. So let's do that. Next tick time, when we apply the new effect, needs to get actually applied. That's in right here. I also don't like this that referencing this game effect inside the choice. It's a private serial, or I think it's a public field now that used to be a serialized field and looks like a private one. No, it should actually be equal to time. I don't like this. That did not go where I wanted it to. And then this would be equal to game data. I really don't like that my progress. Yeah, I'm going to have to. I'm going to have to change the way the flight progress works, I think, because I feel like it makes things get a little bit too complicated. If you look at the way that it's set up right now, there's a flight progress variable that's just an int, and it goes up to the distance and then goes back down to returning home. But I feel like if it just counted up and at halfway you made it there, it would give you the same effect without a lot of the complication. I don't know that there's any value in turning it around. other than just complicating the counting, making it more confusing and more likely that things are going to break. So I think I'll probably refactor that out in a bit. Feeling stuck in GameDev, but videos are helping a lot lately. Thanks. Well, you're very, very welcome. If they're helping a ton, make sure you hit the thumbs up button too. Hopefully these dead passengers start working. I'm getting really thirsty. It's dark again. All right, come on. What is going on here? Am I attached or something? Why is this taking so long? Oh, what happened? Got stuck reloading the domain. What's wrong with the domain? Why you want to reload? Oh, it's seeming kind of dead here. Add a stink meter for the dead passengers. No, I think I want to add like a passenger satisfaction though, so you could see like how happy your passengers are, and as it goes down, the chance of those, like some of those obstacles, like the riot or whatever, would go up as they get less happy. So you have some ways that you can try to manage and maintain that along the way. Apparently, I cannot manage and maintain my Unity window though, so. Let's see if we can just kill it and restart it. I don't know what happened here. Has not happened in a while. This is, no, I'm only on 2022. There we go. Let's find the hub. Get the game up. Get the light on again. Oh. So would you recommend always keeping game logic behind a tick manager instead of using an update loop, since the rate could be variable? That depends. In this case, I decided to switch it all into a state machine to handle the different states and scenes it was going to be going through. So it just made sense to have a tick rate where I could kind of variably adjust it. Most of the states are just going to kind of tick at a normal full speed, and I may even pull that out of the actual state machine and just make it something separate, so that like the tick rate is independent for or maybe not just a key part of the state machine and just something that happens in that state, something else that's going along the way. But yeah, right now it made it really simple to use, so I've just been doing that. Would a fixed update work to keep it steady? No, I mean fixed update, it would, but it's confusing, and then you can't control it per thing. Like you don't have control, like, this state ticks once per second, this state ticks every frame, this state ticks every half second or something. You have to set that fixed update rate once. It's more for physics, and then you usually just kind of leave it for just physics stuff. And it's easy to add a time. I mean, it's super simple to add a timer to keep track of that stuff. Cool. What's everybody working on today, by the way? If you guys are here live in chat, just kind of curious what everybody's building. Oh, we're in Looking Glass portrait mode. Let's switch out of that. That's back there, by the way, right here. Super cool thing. I'm going to do a video about that next week. I know nobody likes the tech videos, but I'm going to do one anyway, and it's going to be about that. I'm assuming I can get it finished in time. It'll be for Tuesday. Space Vegas. Select our destination, buy our fuel, start our trip. Oh, there we go. All 4 passengers are on. Working on isometric fantasy chess. Okay. Nice. When you say fantasy, you mean like RPG style characters, or what are you thinking? In the office, slapping paper. Just go, pow, whack that paper. I wish I had some papers here to smack now. So let's see. We're going to ignore the rioters and see if anybody dies. Actually, let's attach first. I want to attach to a breakpoint or attach to my game. And then let's go find the part. Oh, hey, thank you, Ed. Welcome. You joined as a member. I should start pushing that membership thing a little bit more. Thinking about, I got a little game. It's not done. Little characters that run back and forth and fight each other and stuff. It is all based off of chat. I should pull that in soon, and maybe I'm pulling something cool for the members so they look cooler. I think that would be neat. All right, let's see. We've got our destination view. I've totally lost my train of thought again. Oh, that's right. I was going to attach before I hit the ignore button. So when we add a new game effect, where's the part where we do that? Be right here where we select an obstacle choice. We are attached. Let's go ignore, and we'll step through. So current fuel goes down. Money goes down. Oh, you know what? That probably shouldn't happen because of the way that I've got this set up, because we're going to loop through the game effects. It should add our game effect. Now we have that effect of, oh, it's still a small leak. What the heck? That's part of the problem there. So two things. One, this shouldn't happen yet. And when we do select the obstacle choice, I just want to tick all the obstacles right away. That's, where is that? Well, thank you, Ed. Ed said the videos have been helping all week. That's awesome to hear. I hope they continue to help. Hold on one second. Just missed a call and a message from the wife. Oh, that is cool. Check that out. Oh, hold on. Let's go full screen, and then let's see what's going on there. Yeah, that is neat. I don't know if she's getting that or what, but she's lucky I'm not there, because I don't know if I would be able to resist buying weird stuff like this, especially at Halloween. There it is. Yeah. It may show up in my background soon. I guess we'll see. See what's going on there. Oh, hold on. I guess the wife will be on the live stream. Yes, love, you're live on the live stream, just so you know.
Okay, perfect. But
See.
I have to tell you the most hilarious thing.
Okay.
So we were at Home Goods. I was getting candles, of course, and Bear saw these ghosts, and she insists that this is Daddy. Show Daddy. Show. But it's Daddy. Where is he?
There he is. That's me, huh?
And then she started screaming, and I couldn't figure out why she was screaming. She kept screaming, Mommy. Show Daddy, Mommy. Where's Mommy?
Let's see what Mommy looks like. Oh, check her out. Nice.
She carried them around the whole store, all the way around Winco, and brought them in the house, and she keeps calling them Mommy and Daddy.
Wow. She got
there's an issue.
a new ghost mom and a new ghost dad, huh?
Yeah, and she knew what they were right when she saw them. She started screaming ghosts, and she wanted them so bad. So they have ghosts.
Nice.
And I almost bought you a skeleton knight, but it was a little out of my budget, so I left him there.
Oh, understandable.
All right, I love you. I'm gonna make some food prep and then go get Millie.
All right, love you too.
All right, bye.
Okay. All right. Well, that was fun. That's cute. Apparently, I'm a scary demon-looking ghost. Mom is the cute ghost with the bows. Let's see. What do we have here? A game manager. We're gonna. Oh, that's right. I want to call the obstacle tick right away on those obstacles. I want that to happen immediately. So that was in. I think that's in the current in the flight state though, so that's not gonna work. Yeah, trigger obstacle. No, it'd be in tick ship effects. Oh, wow. Look at that. Fixed. We just moved tick ship effects right below. Oh, sorry. You guys can't see it. Ha! There we go. Let's pull it up real quick. I'll show you the actual code. So here's all I had to do was take this tick ship effects and move it down below trigger obstacles. That way, when we add the obstacle, it gets added right down in here. It gets added to the game manager's obstacles. Where the hell is that? Oh, no, it doesn't get added here. It gets added when they pick an obstacle. Oh, so Cloud PvP asked, isn't the static class with public variables bad practice? I mean, the game data script. Yes. Well, depending. In this case, no. Because the game is small, the amount of game data there's going to be is always going to be tiny, and there's only one person working on this project for a week. So a bigger system that separated and isolated all that out has absolutely no value and would have just wasted extra time and made it a little bit more confusing. Since I want to make this just kind of a public available asset that people could use too, I felt like keeping it simple and less opinionated makes a lot more sense. Keeping it allowing it to get complicated where I start making it super opinionated on things that are going to have zero benefit for a solo developer building something this tiny didn't make any sense. So that's why it's nice and simple and static. Now, if somebody's asking what are the downsides of using those public variables everywhere, the biggest downside is that you're going to eventually accidentally misuse one. You're going to start writing it in one place and reading it in another place and not realizing that something's changing along the way, or somewhere along your stack data is going to get out of sync and you're going to run into bugs and problems with that. Happens way more often the more developers you have. So if you got one developer, it's a pretty low likelihood, especially if the project's small. If you got two developers, it goes up. If you got a team of like 10 or 20 developers, though, you're going to constantly have people overwriting other people's data and constantly just misusing things or using things in a way that they can, but probably shouldn't because they won't realize that it's going to have some unintended side effects. Again, if you're doing it solo, though, and it's small, the data is tiny, the benefit of abstracting all of that away and making it a little bit more opinionated and harder to mess up is just not worth it. It just adds more complexity for in this case, no benefit. The benefit occurs when you have an actual team or when you have a bigger project that's lasting a long time. All right, so let's try running away. If we run away, let's see. The problem is I can't tell what should happen and what did happen. All right, so we return, we get all the way back, and then we loop. Are we going to get more obstacles? Let's find out. When working on a small project like this, what do you use? I use the Unity's built-in version control now, which used to be plastic, and if you use the actual external tool, you go open desktop app, it still is plastic. I think they just bought it and kind of rebranded it so that it seems more built in. And it's gotten pretty good at being built in. Plastic is, I would say, about as good as I remember Perforce being now. I'm sure Perforce probably does some stuff that it doesn't. I don't actually know because it's been too long since I used Perforce in a professional environment, especially the latest versions of Perforce. But it feels a lot like that. And just kind of works, and it's built in and integrated, and I have absolutely no issues with it. So that's why I use it. You could use Git as well, but you just use whatever you prefer. The plastic one too. The other nice thing I like is that I can just open up projects in the Unity Hub. Okay. Why is it not It's still not triggering. Let's go take a look at the data here. So if we go find I gotta move some of this stuff away. go find the obstacles. The obstacles had their next time. No, that was the effects. Let's go look at the destinations. The destination was Space Vegas, had an obstacle chance of 5. Let's put it to 100. It's the obstacle delay. I'm sure that's wrong. I'm sure I messed up the code. Plastic recently added smart locks, which have been quite annoying. What do the smart locks do? I haven't used that before. Oh, and then Vander James asked, they said, I have a public static int for player money that seems to stay persistent in the editor for a while. Then it resets back to 0 randomly. It's resetting whenever it's recompiling and redoing the domain reload. It's going to reset to whatever the default value is. And it said, do these statics stay persistent in the build too? It's not going to stay like across builds or anything, no. If you want it to stay across builds, you've got to save it into something different. The easiest thing you can do is just do like a player prefs set int and then a player prefs get int, and then obviously you can build upon that and start to use some real serialization, do like a JSON or XML serialization system later. But you can start with the simplest is just using player prefs to save that off and then reload it. You can save off strings, integers, and a couple other things. I forget what the other types are. The strings and ints are the main ones that I always use. Yeah, or you can save stuff on a scriptable object, although that's not going to save for you across game plays, like across game sessions. It will in the editor, but not across actual, like, it's not like save games that'll last when you actually do a build. All right, look at that. We have more likes than viewers, which just means that people liked it and then left. Okay. Anyway, hit the thumbs up button and let's continue on. So we've got the obstacle chance here. We're going to do a little bit more debugging. I got to get a drink soon. I'm getting really thirsty. I'm going to put in a breakpoint here. For some reason, it's not triggering the obstacles. Oh, my static inspector closed. Oh, and I hit a breakpoint. What's the breakpoint? Update. Oh, the current state was changing. So we're ticking our state. Here it's just doing a check to see if we should tick in time. We actually call into tick. Flight progress is going down. Trigger obstacle. Oh, yeah, this doesn't make sense either. It's always returning, isn't it? No, it did not. Wait. Oh, I ran out of fuel. I'm an idiot. I have this code right here where if you run out of fuel, you get the out of fuel obstacle. But I don't have that out of fuel obstacle set up and assigned here. Let's not do that return. There we go. That's what's stopping it, the whole thing. All right, welcome back, Frank. Oh, okay. So Amir said that the smart lock is like if you use branches and start locking things, it locks them until you merge them back into main. So it locks them in the main branch until you merge them back in. That seems annoying. Hopefully I assume that's an optional thing. You don't have to do, right? Like you can just turn off or disable. Let me know. I'm curious. Let's fix the slide again. All right, and then we'll start the trip. We got some pirates because we're at 100%. We will try to run away and see if anyone dies. God dang it. Okay. We will ignore our problem. We got a small leak. That disappeared quick. Where's that at? Game data. Game effects. Small leak. It has a tick time. Oh. That's the problem. I put the tick time there in the recurring rate. What about the riot? Recurring rate 0. Okay, perfect. Okay. So let's try running away now. We should get a small leak that stays. Run away, get another small leak, have a party. Oh, we got a small leak from having a party? That's not what I wanted. All right, now let's do the fuel leak. We'll do a ignore, let the fuel go down, and it's fine. Okay, so I just want the riot one to appear. Come on, riot. Pirates. Let's do this. Watch this. Show. Bam. We're going to cheat. Okay, so if we ignore them, we should expect to see the effect that somebody dies, but I'm not seeing that. Let's go look at the game data again. Window. Why did my static inspector disappear again? Did I just not reopen it? Game data. And we got lots of small leaks. Again, I think I'm going to consolidate that. So it's just going to be like a small leak and it'll turn into a medium leak and then it'll turn into a big leak. And then, I have no dead passengers. So let's get a riot up here again. Show. Let's add a break point here for when we actually process these things. And then choose ignore. So that should tick, tick. Yeah, I'm not worried about the tick. Ignore. There, we select the obstacle. We've added it. Did I do the same thing? God. Okay. I'm not going to look at chat. It's this. It's literally this. I keep doing the wrong thing. I keep just not fixing the data. The ship effect. It needs to be riot. Save, play. Okay. So rarely do you find somebody who wants a ride to happen. Yeah, that is true. I really needed this riot and apparently did not know how to have a riot actually occur. All right, we'll select destinations. We'll buy some fuel. We'll start the trip and then we'll force a riot. Where's the riot? Dang it. Show. We'll ignore them. And now we've got our rioters. And we still have no dead passengers, though. Did the giveaway finish? No, not yet. I think I'll do that either at the end or I might go grab a drink in a few minutes and just do it then. Yeah, I was going to give away a Pro Pass for AI Game Dev Day. If you haven't checked it out, it's just at GameDevGuild.com. It's a free event, but we got a Pro Pass that's now it's $20. It's just to help pay for the speakers and cover the cost of the expo hall. It gives you access to the expo hall and whatever we end up doing in there. I mean, there's going to be booths in there and tons of people running around talking. We already got I think it's about halfway full or a little past halfway full already. It might be totally full. I wouldn't be surprised if it just sells out because they have a hard cap on how many people can be in there. But yeah, it's an AI event where you'll learn about game dev AI stuff. So it's all actionable AI stuff. Most of it is the new generative AI stuff. Amir, if you already have a Pro Pass, then you can give the new one to whoever you want. Yeah, so you get to pick. But yeah, it's mostly the newer generative AI stuff, everything from code, art, and music. But there's also going to be some content on just kind of standard game dev AI, things like a goal-oriented something, and all the other different types of stuff. I was just got an email from I'm losing my voice. From some more publishers of AI tools that are like behavior tools and things like that will be showing up at the expo hall as well and having some booths. Sorry, I think I'm losing my voice. So it should be a lot of fun though. So a big combination of all kinds of AI stuff, and I'll give away a pass for that in just a bit. First, we're going to figure out why we're not killing any passengers, because this doesn't make any sense. I show it and I ignore them, and somebody should die, and nobody's dying. So why is nobody dying? Let's go figure that out. What is it? Effects. Something effects. It's in my flying state. We process the effects. Did I call it process effects? Because that would probably make sense. That's the name that I'm searching for or thinking of. Tick, trigger obstacles, tick ship effects. Let's call this process game effects. I like that better because that's what we're doing. We're processing the game effects. All right, so this method, oh, dang it, I just renamed it. All right, let's undo that and resave. This is where I want to see what's going on. So this should be getting called when I click this. All right, we've got one effect, and the effect is the small leak. Okay, so why did it not get called for the other one? That's what I'm not understanding. So let's go back to show riot, hit ignore, and it should be, it's getting added to the game effects, right? Right, 2 game effects there. What removes it? So maybe it's getting removed somewhere. Is it right here, right at the end? Of tick ship effects. Wait, what is this? Why are there? Oh, I forgot I reverted my rename. It's like, wait, what? Okay, let's hit F5. We get into here. We've got 2 effects. The first one is. Oh, wait. I wonder if my tick time hasn't hit. All right. Oh, this is the leak. Don't care about that. And then this is the riot. The riot should kill. Oh. Okay. Let's stop debugging. Anybody see what the problem was? I'm going to give it a second in chat and see if anybody knows. First person to call it out can win a pro pass. And I'll do another one later. So let's see who answers it first. What was the problem? See who's paying close attention. And you like some music going by. Like do do do. Was anybody paying attention? Did anybody see it? Anybody know what the problem was? Ooh, I feel like I'm like hunched down there in that shot. You're adding passengers to kill, yeah. Line 44 is not inverted. Nope. Sometimes making videos for advanced users. This one might be for intermediate users, at least with this problem here that I ran into. I don't know if anybody saw it. I guess not. So I'll debug and we're going to play again and we're going to see it. So let's rename this. We're going to call this process game effects. I'm going to stop playing real quick. We're going to do another build. We're going to do a build and debug, and I'll attach and we'll step through, and whoever figures it out and calls it, let me know. Now, so somebody's asking to make advanced users for advanced or beginners. I'd say both. I tend to kind of mix it up. I don't like to do just one kind or the other. I like to do some advanced stuff, some beginner stuff. It just really depends on the mood that I'm in. All right, let's play. And the problem here is that my dead passengers isn't going up. So here's the view, and here's our dead passengers count. And I'm going to choose my station. So we're going to choose Giggletron again. We're going to choose our smallest ship. we're going to pick Space Vegas as our destination, not the battle, but Space Vegas. And then buy some fuel and start the trip. And I don't want pirates. I want to use the riot. So I'll show the riot here. I should add a button here. Why don't I have a button in here? We'll do that next. And then if I ignore them, I expect to see a dead passenger appear. So I hit ignore. I get a riot. No dead passenger. So let's do the debugging. Jason Story, have you had experience with World Streamer 2? Is Story here? I didn't see him chatting. If he is. Oh, there he is. Just finished work. How is everyone? What did I miss? Hey, Story. I'm just working on this thing, and we're going to figure out what the problem is right now. Well, I figured it out. We're going to see if everybody else can figure it out real quick. So I hit ignore them, and I go, oh no, why are my people not dying? And we'll step through. We select our obstacle choice. Next tick time gets set to 0. That's something I was talking about refactoring. Right now I have so Story, this is mostly a recap for him, but everybody else that's listening too. I have a flight progress that goes up to the distance and then it goes back down to 0. And I think I'm going to refactor that away to just a flight progress that goes all the way. And then the half mark is essentially you reached your destination and you've turned around. And that could just be a flag that I read somewhere because it's complicating things quite a bit, like this extra bit of code here on 46 and 49. All right, so we add the effect. Right now we've got no effects, and we add that one effect, and we'll hit F10, 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 F10. Let's just hit F5, and here we process the game effects. So we're looping through our game effects. We go, hey, here's our ship effects. We'll go, okay, is it going to pass? Is it getting through the time? I made it okay. What about here? Oh, looks good. We got our ship effect. It's going to lose our money. It's going to lose our fuel. It's going to lose our passengers. And then it loops over here and then removes that game effect. So anybody see why we got no passengers in there? Why our passengers to kill is still at a 0? Let's remove these breakpoints and go see. So we hit ignore. I'm going to get rid of all these breakpoints. Pay them off. And our passengers, dead passengers, still 0. You're subtracting the kill, not the dead. I love that these are all things that like I thought maybe that was the problem. And then I realized it's let's see, never updated passengers to kill. All right, Ed, congratulations. You win the pass. Email me, jason@game.courses, and I will send you the free code to whoever you want to have it. Let's go take a look at it. If you go look at the game effects, this is it. Literally dumb. I forgot to put in the value here. Now, I don't know if this happens to you guys all the time, but it happens to me like constantly. So I figured that seemed like a fun game because like I don't know, like I'm constantly running into the problem of my data. I'll forget to put the data in there or think that I put it in there or click it and not save it or whatever. Usually it's just that I thought that I put it in there. So yeah, I just hadn't put the data in there, and then I sit there and debug, and then realized that was a problem. So if you saw it, you could tell that from the mouse over. When I put the mouse over it, it popped up and it showed a 0. And the second I noticed that's how I realized what the problem was. It's like, oh, it says 0 right there, and that is not supposed to be a 0. All right, so we select our destination. We'll buy some fuel. Let's see if we can kill a passenger. Did they die? Let's ignore the problem. No. Ignore. Run away. Pay him off. I don't really care. I just want the ignore. And do we get a dead? What? Okay. Did it not save? So on the obstacle, the riot game effect is, wait, why is there a game effect on have a party? The riot game effect should be right here, and then that should be killing them. 1 passenger to kill. Did I miss something? Yeah, it could be that this next tick time isn't getting cleared too. Let's see. No, it is. Passengers are... Oh, no, I have dead passengers. Okay, there we go. I do have the data there. What happened then? I swear I saw it do nothing. Oh, here, and what do they... Yeah, two of them look dead. What? Why is that? Somebody tell me this makes sense. I got a 4 here and 2 dead people there. What? Oh, I know why. Now I'm going to have 4 dead people watch. It's because I only update that at the beginning of the flight. I don't update that when passengers die. So let's change that. That's in the people indicator. And then that is the update people method. It gets called on awake. Let's just say game events dot on person died plus equals update people, and then we'll add an on person died event, or it's really going to be an action, not an event. Where'd it go? There we go. And then we'll call that when we kill a person. So one of the things, so here, hold on, let me go turn the light on. Now, one of the things where cleaning this up and getting rid of the static classes would add some value is right here. We've got a couple of variables and things that get set and also need to fire off an event. And I feel like having these be some just subscribable values or other things would probably be slightly cleaner. But again, since I want to throw it in as an asset, I want to keep it super unopinionated so that people don't think like, oh, this is how I have to build my game. Keep it super simple so they realize like, hey, you should probably modify this to something else that fits. The light is on a stupid motion sensor and it's blocked by my computer right now. So you can't see it, or it can't see me, and then it just flips off. I think it's just there mostly to drive me nuts. All right, so person died. Let's go find this. So this is why I don't like it, because then I have to add this logic in here for the on person died inside of this processing, dependent on whether or not this passenger's to kill has a value. I don't know. It just feels a little bit ugly, but not that big deal. It looks like my picture was on the asset store. I think it's been there a couple times. It's there now. There's a link to it right down below in the description if you're looking for anything half off. They got a whole bunch of stuff still half off that it wasn't just me, but a bunch of other asset or YouTube developers picked for the asset store. Hey, I can't get my words out. All right, so we pick Giggletron. We pick our ship, not the medium. We're going to pick the small. Pick our destination. Oh, I think I picked the battle. No. Okay, whatever. Buy fuel. Let's choose destinations. The battle is going to have only riots. No pirates, just riots. They're just going to get 100% riots on the battle. And we'll buy fuel and start the trip. Come on, riot. I think I'm going to make the distance be lower too. So we'll ignore them. And, oh, wait, what? Images that I enabled. What is the problem here? Oh. Hold on. So that is event registration and deregistration in action. What happened was that the event for on tickets or on person died and on tickets sold were being registered in, let me go show you real quick before we fix the problem. They were being registered by this one object in a certain scene. So if somebody was asking for an advanced thing, this is a bit of a more advanced issue. Let's reproduce it real quick, and then we'll reproduce it, and then I'll show you how to fix it and why it's happening. So if anybody wants a real quick, 2-minute lesson on something advanced, here it is. So we're gonna press play, and we're gonna go choose Giggletron. We'll choose hit select planet. We'll go pick that small ship and buy it, and then we'll go to Space Vegas. Select our destination, buy fuel, and start the trip set. Watch, do you see those people counting up right there though? As people bought tickets, we got more people going and showing up there. That update method was called. Let's go look at it. Remember this update people method right here was getting called. And then I hit start trip. And then I hit ignore. And I hit ignore. And pay them off. Pay them off. Blah, blah, blah. Let's get to the next trip. I should have picked the let's do that. Let's go back and pick the other one. Okay. Giggletron, select planet. Watch this not be what I'm thinking at all. And we'll go to the battle, select our destination, buy fuel, start our trip. Come on. Watch it not work. Ignore them. My passenger dies. Ignore them. Passenger dies. Why is it not? It's not. It's just not pausing on the exception. It is hitting the exception. It's just not. I think I'd accidentally turned off error pause. Is that what happened? Yeah, I turned off error pause. Okay. It's like, why is it not happening? So I ignore them, and then it pops up over here in the editor. And what's going on is my images here don't exist. These objects don't exist because they were from the object in that previous scene. So if I stop playing here and look here, we're in the flying scene, and I have this other view. And remember, the other one was kind of up and to the left in the pre-launch phase. Let's go see that one in the scenes. And we've got our pre-launch right here. Or I guess it was kind of in the same position. So this object right here had registered on its script, but then I have a totally separate object here in the flying scene. If I go hide this obstacle view, I have a separate one here. And this isn't the one that was throwing an error. It was the other one from the previous scene. Because when I registered for the event, I never deregistered for it on the object being destroyed. So it keeps the object from getting cleaned up. This second people indicator object keeps kind of lingering around. And then it gets an exception because these images have been destroyed by Unity that it's referencing because they were from the previous scene. So all you got to do is copy these two methods, and then paste them in and change these pluses to minuses and save and do a build. So that'll on destroy, deregister those and clean it right up. So what is Ed and Jason are talking? Let's see. Ed said, I'm making a basic driving sim for my portfolio. Do you think it's worth writing a state machine to handle transition or using a dictionary of gear number and gear ratio? Oh, yeah, probably the dictionary. Yeah, this is right. The simplest code to get the job done, make it easy to work with and evaluate. I would say, yeah, in this case, in that specific example, it seems almost definite that you would go with like a dictionary or some sort of a lookup table that it could even just be an array of 0 to however many gears, and then the ratios there. You don't necessarily need a gear number when it's just when you're just going up like that. 0 can just be like neutral. And then you got first, second, third, and all that. Keep it as simple as possible. All right, so we're going to go to the battle. And now we buy fuel. Did I hit an exception? What happened? Oh, I did. The exception that I hit is these stupid buttons. It's just these buttons have they have an audio listener on them. There's no audio, or an audio player on them, and there's no audio source or audio listener right now. So we've got fuel. Sell some tickets real quick to the battle at $10 a piece. Start the trip, and then we got a riot, and we ignore them, and a passenger dies. Ignore them again. Passenger dies. Oh, the title is wrong. It says trip to Wormy. We're going to the battle. Ignore them, a passenger dies, and ignore them, and all of our passengers are dead. No reason to ignore them anymore. We'll just have parties. All right, looks like that's working. Oh, I think now I'm gonna go grab a milkshake because I'm thirsty and I need a little break. So I might pop back on and we'll just do some more streaming and stuff. If not, though, I'll definitely do a quick video. Got a couple little videos that I'm gonna record and release at least one of today. I also want to just mention, if you haven't signed up for the AI Game Dev Day, please just come join us. It's free. Just go to GameDevGuild.com. And if you're going to go to, you want to get a pro pass, grab them now. There's, like I said, I think they're about half gone. They might end up just being all gone. And then the price on them is going to go up on the day of the event. So we got to kind of get it all locked down and get the size of everything all done and ready. Anything else we got here? What else did I want to mention? Students are gonna have live Q&A on Friday morning, and I'm gonna see if I can set up and get students in the live Q&A. I think we'll try to do in the expo hall this time, so get kind of a sneak peek into the expo hall there, and we'll hang out there for a little bit, and let's see if I can get some of the speakers maybe show up for a little while in there and just hang out too. We'll try to figure it out and find the little bugs and put in the little games and fun stuff. All right. Is this project publicly available for study? Not yet, but like I was saying earlier, I think I'm going to put it up on the asset store as a starter kit that just allows you to make a simple game where you do travel stuff and then you put in whatever data you want. And then the one thing I'll probably do is get rid of the space requirements. So get rid of the, I might not even do it. I don't know what I'll do for the art on that part, but since it's all mostly 2D art stuff that I'm using Midjourney for, I feel like it should be pretty good as an asset where people can just go in and change whatever they want. And I guess I'll probably leave a little spot where there's some visual stuff of characters going in and out in 3D and all that. I'm just kind of rambling here. So will there be a game dev show tomorrow? It depends. Is today Thursday? Oh, shoot. I thought today was Wednesday. Okay. So yeah, tomorrow there will be a game dev show and the live Q&A. I'm losing track of my days now. I literally thought it was Wednesday. All right. Well, I will see you all soon. I'm going to go, like I said, grab a drink and get back to finishing all these videos and stuff. So yeah, drop a thumbs up if you're still here with us. Drop a comment down below if you got anything to say at all, even just hello. And then come join us tomorrow and Saturday. See y'all soon. Bye.